We've got three of them. Taurean Prince, who's a free agent. We've got Jared Vanderbilt, who we've talked about before, and then Spencer Dinwiddie. I want to start with Dinwiddie because that's the name that kind of jumped out the most to me as we were going through this. And you want to talk Malik Monk replacements? I don't know that there's a better option than Spencer Dinwiddie. I know he's older. I think he's 31 now. And I know that he had abominable playoffs with the Lakers. He was atrocious. But this is also a guy who's been a microwave scorer in the league. He's averaged 20 points a game. For his career, he's 5 assists a game. He had a stretch with Brooklyn last year where he averaged 9.1 assists per game. And I think 23 games with Brooklyn.
That's not bad.
He's a veteran player. I think that you get Spencer Dinwiddie into this type of role where he would have with the Kings, and I think you'd get a really, really high quality player.
Okay. I mean, that's possible. What I would look for Spencer Dinwiddie is like fit him into the biannual exception, then maybe. And again, this is in case you lose Monk, but we're talking about a 6'5" guy who, again, isn't known for his defense. He's a little quirky off the court. Throughout his career, he's been
the crypto guy, right?
Yes. Okay. He's been very erratic throughout his career when it comes to 3-point shooting, but he's had plenty of seasons above 40%, and then plenty of seasons below 30. And so you don't really know. My concern is that he gets to Sacramento and he turns into Ramon Sessions. And so that would be my concern, that he he goes from like a viable NBA player to not a viable NBA player like very quickly. But again, if we're talking about short-term Malik Monk replacements, if somehow Malik leaves, he would be on some sort of list.
I'm not sure if it's a good thing or bad thing that he was among the most improved player vote getters in 3 consecutive years.
Yeah, that's intriguing.
I don't know if that's good or not. He was also 4th and 6th man of the year voting in 2018-19.
Yeah, he averaged 16.8 points per game. It's just that was quite a while ago.
Yeah, no doubt. This past year, for the entire season, he was 10.5 points, 4.7 boards, and he came off the bench in 24 of his 76 games. So I don't know. I think he's an intriguing option that probably wouldn't cost an arm and a leg.
No, totally. And if you wanted a slightly bigger backup point guard than Davion Mitchell, who doesn't play nearly the defense but is much better offensive player, he would also make sense as playing alongside Malik.
Yeah. Jared Vanderbilt, is that a realistic option?
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Jared Vanderbilt. He missed a bunch of time with a foot injury, and there's some concerns there. The reason I bring him up, he's friends with De'Aaron Fox. The Kings tried to get him before. He signed a 4-year, 48. You could literally trade for him into your mid-level exception and relieve the Lakers of a 4-year contract. Whether they want to do that or not, I don't know.
Sure.
But if they have the financial ability to go get somebody, maybe that would make sense to them.
Yeah.
To save them luxury tax dollars, and maybe you give up something in return, but I'm not sure that it would cost you all that much. And I think he's a type of player that may work as like a young Bobby Portis in Sacramento. Yeah. He needs to improve on a lot of things, but still,
particularly offensively.
Yeah, it's still like a solid defensive, rangy defender.
Yeah,
like long, athletic, and like maybe could play alongside as a starter off the bench next to Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting how the fit would go with him and Keon Ellis. Because a lot of this kind of rides on Keon Ellis continuing to knock down threes and continuing to be a viable offensive threat. But if he regresses there, you can't play him with Jared Vanderbilt.
Yeah, especially if you're talking about starters. And I think that's like when we're talking about advanced team building, we don't know whether Keon Ellis is a starter, whether Kevin Huerter's a starter, like whether Malik Monk has promised a starting job. Like there's all these things that could happen at the shooting guard position, and it does matter that position what happens at the power forward position. So interesting stuff.
And then Taurean Prince, I don't know, bench option.
Taurean Prince is basically the grown-up version of Keon Ellis.
Yeah.
He is. And he can play the 2 and the 3. Like, why not? Like, if you were adding wing depth and you needed a player that knew how to play and could knock down a big 3-point shot, Taurean Prince makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, a lot of the complaints I saw about him coming out of Laker land this year was that he just got overused. He just got put in the wrong spot.
Yeah. There's a lot of players around that style of
Mhm.
player. Like he's kind of a poor man's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Yeah.
Or you could compare him to who's the guy that came over with Domas from the Pacers. Why do I always forget his name? One of the Holiday brothers. Aaron. No,
Aaron.
not Aaron.
Justin?
Yes, Justin Holiday.
Okay.
I think.
Playing for the Nuggets now.
Yes, it's Justin Holiday. Yep.
It's some big shots.
Yeah, I mean, and so is Torian Prince during
Yeah.
his career. That's kind of the style of player, and at this point,
Yeah.
like maybe you take a flyer on a guy like that, maybe you don't.
Yeah.